how did your kind of journey begin when it comes to music? How did it all start for you?
It was a simple choice for me. It was either, be a musician or be a chicken farmer. And chicken farming didn't appeal to me very much, so I chose the latter. I went to see a band called Stiff Little Fingers in 1980 when I was a kid living in Belfast, and changed my life forever, blew my mind. Managed to talk my dad into lending me some money to get a guitar sort of next week, and really never looked back. Came home, left school, worked on the farm for a couple of years, had a band. That band was the Almighty. We, and that was it. Took off from there, really. Played gigs. Back in the days, did the old thing, the demo tape, went down to London and, touted around the record companies. Played some shows down at the Old Marquee, and we were lucky enough that we got signed pretty quickly, actually.
When you sort of think back to those days, do you have any particular highlights or really sort of like wonderful memories of the time with the Almighty?
Absolutely. I mean, there's lots of good memories. I think, getting the record deal was a real high point. Getting our first single in the top 40. Hearing your cell phone Radio 1 in the top 40 rundown a Sunday afternoon was something special. Doing Donington, opening for Iron Maiden at Donington, then playing Metallica at Milton Keynes Bowl. Getting to tour the likes of Ramones, Motorhead, Megadeth. I mean, we were very blessed, and it was a fantastic sort of fun-filled 8 years, to be honest with you.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, is that the end then of the Almighty?
We kind of really stopped going as an ongoing concern really in '96. Well, we did get back together briefly 2000, 2001 and put out a couple of records, but we didn't really, it wasn't really a full ongoing concern. So we're still in touch. I don't know. I mean, never say never. Obviously, we've reformed a couple of times over the years for a couple of benefit shows, and then we did the 20th anniversary tour 4.5 years ago. But next year is 25 years since the band formed, and I think Universal might be doing something special to mark that, in as regards a some kind of re-release deluxe kind of thing. So we'll see. Everybody's very happy doing what they're doing. Everybody's very content. So there's no real urgency there for the band to reform. But it might be fun to do a few shows. Who knows?
Now, I'm sort of moving on from there then. You did sort of have a stint there of solo albums that came out. Yeah. And the sound and style was very different from the Almighty. How did that all come around?
Well, that was just really, something that, it was another love. I've always loved hard rock and heavy music and punk music, and I've always loved country and Americana music, and it was just, to me, there was no point in finishing with the Almighty and then going forward and doing something that just sounded exactly the same as the Almighty. That just defeats the, why split the band up? We just carry on with the Almighty then. So it was really, I wanted to just do something completely different, and that was picking up the acoustic guitar, something that I'd never really done in public. And once I got started, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed writing those kind of songs, and still do. And that was good. And I've been doing the solo stuff for the last 10 years now, and it's been really good to me. I've had a lot of fun, and it's been very enjoyable.
Now, sort of taking you from that point, you've now kind of catapulted yourself right into the headlights of an absolute juggernaut that everyone knows as Thin Lizzy. How long have you been sort of fronting the band now?
I guess officially just over a year now. I've known that I've had the gig, as it were, from May 2010 was when we had our first rehearsal and sort of solidified the lineup, as it were. So, going on sort of 18 months, but we played our first show actually up in Aberdeen on January the 6th of last year. So it's been a pretty whirlwind. 2011 was a pretty mad year.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, I mean, from your point of view, has it sort of met your personal expectations, or has it been something completely off the...
It's way and above any expectations that I ever dreamed of. Really, really is. Just to get the job in the first place, and then the reaction that the band has had, the year that we've had, and the fact that we're going into this year. I'm sitting here talking to you tonight from a sold-out St David's Hall in Cardiff.
Right.
Which is just unbelievable. It's just fantastic, and it's a real, as me as a Lizzy fan, a huge Lizzy fan, it's really satisfying to me that, we're moving the band forward, and we're keeping Phil and Gary's memory alive, and it's just a lovely feeling, and very, very satisfying.
Mm. When did it sort of feel satisfying? Because I'm reading between lines here. If you're stepping into someone like Phil's shoes, you've got one crazy amount of expectation on you and pressure on you. I mean, when did you actually kind of like go, you know what, this is actually feeling like a very comfortable jersey? It feels,
Well, I mean, it's two sort of answers to that question. I've never ever said that you could never step into Phil's shoes, because Phil is irreplaceable, and he's iconic, and he's a one-off. And I always, my answer to this, and the truth is, all I can do is stand beside those shoes and be myself and sing the songs the way I know and love them, and hope some of Phil's greatness rubs off on me. That's the way I look at it. As regards getting comfortable, I'll never feel comfortable doing this. It's the most surreal thing that's ever happened to me. I'm still a bag of nerves every night. It's edgy, it's great, and I just love it, and it'll never be comfortable. Rock and roll's not supposed to be comfortable.
And just sort of following through with that idea then about the new lineup of Thin Lizzy, and you're saying that it feels really good. It sounds like there's a great chemistry going on there just now as well with the lineup. Are you
Sure.
And there has been rumours in the press and sort of mumblings about a new album that could possibly surface. Have you actually been writing new material?
Yeah, we started writing. We've got some ideas on the go. It's very, very early days. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what the material's like. We'll see how we feel about it. And if it sees the light of day, there's no doubt about it. We know how high the bar is, and we know what we've got to live up to. And we'll certainly make sure that the stuff is stellar in every way before it comes out. But, we're very early on in any kind of writing process, and we all need to just go along quite carefully and see how it goes. But as musicians, you've got 6 writers in the band, you've got 6 people that love Lizzy. It's a natural thing for us to want to do. That's our job. That's what we do. We play music and we write songs. So it's part of being who we are as musicians. So it seems only natural that we want to try and write and take the band forward.
When you're sort of interpreting these tracks, the classic kind of back catalogue live, are you finding any that sort of fit like a glove more than others? Some songs are easier to sing than others for sure, but it's one of these things. I can't really single out one song that I prefer to sing over the other. They're all fantastic songs to sing, and that's the genius of Phil, that he could sing almost like a pop song, like Dancing in the Moonlight, and then from that go straight into something like Angel of Death, which is just a full-on rocker, the blink of an eye, and that's the genius of the man, and that's something that I really like, that challenge of I'm singing, we're singing. I think when we play live, we go to Dancing in the Moonlight straight into Massacre, which is kind of going into out of a poppy rock song into a full-on in-your-face, screamer of a rocker, and it's great, and that's what I love about it. It's a real challenge and a real, honor to the genius of Phil.